Buffy friends, fans, and family. It is time for Prophecy Girl. And you will have to excuse me for not putting on my wig tonight. I am simply covering up my bald spot with this giant and fashionable headband because I just don't have it in me to put on a wig cap and put my hair up. So you get to see what's left of my hair. If you do see a bald spot, just don't point it out. I don't think you would, but just don't. Someone mentioned to me that if I'm doing these recaps that like, and I know that this happens, that sometimes people will do these like reacts and then they put the whole video of them, like the whole thing, they don't edit it, they just put the whole thing onto Patreon, and then you can like watch the show at the same time that you're watching their unedited video footage. And they mentioned that, you know, hey, since I'm doing that, I should do that with Buffy, right? So I'm gonna start doing that in season 2. It'll be on the $1 tier. It'll just be like a special little bonus. If that's something you're interested in checking out, there'll be a link to my Patreon. But I'll start that in season 2 because I don't like, you know, I edit my videos. So like I fart and I burp and I, you know, I am who I am. And so now that I know that I won't be editing them in season 2, I will be a little bit less disgusting. I'll be a little bit less Shrek-like in my dealings on the camera. So yeah, let's get into it.
And we're good friends, and it's time to take the next step. Would you, date me? Oh, that's good. Date me. It's terrible, right?
Huh? I feel like with Xander, like, I feel like Willow dodged a bullet in the first place, and I think it's incredibly cruel for Xander, who has to be aware, to just use her as a sounding board to ask out a different girl that he likes. I love that library. I love that it has a skylight. In my dream house, I would have this library. Is there that much panic in California? People from California, is there that much panic during an earthquake? Or are you guys just kind of like, there's an earthquake? You caused an earthquake in California. You're not that big stuff, okay? It happens. Good for you.
Are we safe in here?
Buffy.
What?
He thought you were dead!
Look, I'm not loving it. Last night was a pretty close call.
Yes.
Giles care?
He cares!
Sorry. So I'm very glad that you're all right. I need to verify...
He needs to distance himself as a watcher because he knows it's gonna hurt because he's read all the other watchers' diaries. God, this must be what pediatric oncologists feel like all the time.
Xander, you're one of my best friends. You and Willow.
Well, Willow's not looking to date you.
Yet! I wouldn't have minded Xander's crush on Buffy as much as I mind it if things had gone slightly different. Do you know what I mean? Like, with how he was written and his attitude.
I'm not him.
You know?
A cat last week gave birth to a litter of snakes. Family was swimming in Whisper Lake when the lake suddenly began to boil. And Mercy Hospital last night, a boy was born with his eyes facing inward.
That seems like it could just happen.
I'll explain later.
You better.
The explanation is not the issue! Anybody watch Community?
Well, what'd she say?
Apart from no, does it really matter?
Yeah.
She's still jonesing for Angel. Can care less about me.
No, she said that you were her friend. You're friends with the Slayer. You're friends with Buffy. She's one of the best people ever. Stop whining.
Be my date. We'll have a great time. We'll dance. We'll go wild. What do you say?
No,
Good. What?
there's no way.
Willow, come on.
You think I want to go to the dance with you and watch you wish you were at the dance with her? You think that's my idea of hijinks? You should know better.
I didn't think.
I love this song. Just put that anywhere.
Tomorrow night, Buffy will face the Master, and she will die.
Chills. Chills.
You even gonna tell me?
I was hoping that I wouldn't have to, that there was some way around it.
He wasn't going to tell you, baby. He's never 100% with you. He's a watcher before he's anything else to you.
I know this is hard.
Shut up, Angel!
About
You're not involved. Doesn't involve you.
Giles, I'm 16 years old. I don't want to die.
I am not an advocate for teenage girls being abducted, but how do you not just scoop that little girl up and, like, run away with her to a place where the master cannot get her? Like, how? How do you stand there and just be like, well, it's the prophecy? Like, Giles, grow a pair, grab that little girl, and just run as far away from California as you possibly can. And this is the only time that I advocate for the abduction of a teen girl. Get your shoes off the bed. I know you're gonna die, but that's not an excuse.
Mom, let's go away.
What?
Anywhere, just for a while, a weekend.
Honey,
No, it'll be great. You and me, a mother-daughter thing. Mom, please.
Ma'am, your daughter is sitting there with, like, a rosary and photos from her childhood, crying and begging you to take her away. How do you not immediately just be like, red flag for, you know, self? The whole AV club is dead. And they go right ahead and have the dance or something. How come the cops didn't investigate when they found all these dead students, like, in the school? Maybe they should have investigated the librarian who has a shit ton of weapons.
I'm not going to send you out there to die.
You're still not going up against the master.
I've made up my mind.
So have I.
I made up mine first. I'm older and wiser than you, and just do what you're told for once. All right?
It's not how it goes. I'm the Slayer.
You are, baby.
I don't care what the books say. I defy prophecy, and I'm going. There's nothing you can say will change my mind.
You're just gonna die, dude.
I know.
What are we up to now? 3? Was that 3? He's been knocked out 3 times? I should make a post-it and we could just put a little tick on it. About 3 whole arrows in that crossbow, huh, baby? It's like you're trying to fulfill the prophecy.
Oh, look who's here. Mind if I come in?
How does he know where Angel lives? Is Angel in the phone book? Phone books are things that we used to have that would have your address and your phone number in them.
At the end of the day, I pretty much think you're a vampire.
I mean, he is. I love the lighting here. I love the contrast between the gold and the blue. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous.
You are not the hunter. You are the lamb.
People don't really hunt for lambs.
The prom.
We have to warn them.
No, they didn't cancel the prom! They had, like there were 7 dead students today. Like 7 people at the, you know what, it's Sunnydale. That's just like a direct reference to Night of the Living Dead.
And by the way, I like your dress.
I love that. That is like an incredible, that is like Hannibal Lecter complimenting the senator's shoes. Or no, her suit. It's her suit that he compliments.
There's a shot. CPR. You have to do it. I have no breath.
Ridiculous, because he smelled the gas and later we see him smoking. The only reason that he cannot do CPR is because because he is Joss Whedon, Xander has to save Buffy. Buffy cannot be strong on her own. Buffy cannot get out of things on her own. This is the biggest, this is the most important fight that Buffy has ever had. And the person who rescues her, the person who saves her, is Xander. that little sign will do it. The bookcase will do it. Now that printer, that'll do it.
No, I feel strong. I feel different.
I wonder if she felt stronger because another Slayer was just called up. So many of the monsters on this show are like penisy. Like penisy. Look at him clapping like Nicole Kidman. Everybody's yelling to Giles for help. Like, he's got his own shit going on. We never see another vampire die that way. Like, we never see that. Like, that's so cool. That's so cool. I'm a little confused as to why his bones continue to exist, though.
Hey, I hear there's a dance at the Bronze tonight.
But why? Everybody died. Can you imagine being the janitor that comes in and sees that? Like, can you just, like, you're the janitor at Sunnydale High, and you come in, and you're like, I know there's been an earthquake. I know that, like, I spent all day cleaning up earthquake damage. Now I have spent all day cleaning up a crime scene, and now I don't know what the fuck all this broken glass and this skeleton is about. Like, I wonder how many times the janitor just quits. Just quits. That, my friends, is season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And at the end of season 1, I'm starting to remember why I loved the show so much. I know that I said at the beginning of these recaps that a big problem that I was having was knowing that the actresses and some of the actors were treated terribly on set, and knowing that the creator was just a fucking monster and that he made everybody's life a living hell. And I had a hard time watching. I am so glad that I am rewatching it, not because it makes me forget that all that stuff happened, but because it just makes me reappreciate something that I really loved, and something that through Joss Whedon's bad actions, that sort of love was destroyed for me. And so I feel really happy as a fan to reclaim this thing. And I hope that over the years, fans will continue to reclaim things about his work that they like and just completely sever it from our memory of the man who created it at all. Except for Dollhouse. No one should ever forget that Joss Whedon made that travesty of a television show. That jack-off fantasy of living sex dolls that he thought he could sell as this amazing science fiction. No, you're just gross. You're just a creep. I started telling people he was a creep then. I was like, that guy's a creep. He's got to be a creep, right? I'm sure he's a creep. Everybody told me no, and so I was like, I guess I'm wrong. My vibe detector is never off. And if you think my vibe detector has ever been off, then I suggest you go see what's going on with Lauren the Mortician over on TikTok. But that was season 1 of Buffy. I'm really excited to move on to season 2. Hopefully I'll get to that tomorrow. Check out the description box with links to my new serial, The Ogre's Fairy Tale Bride, that is on Kindle Vella and Ream. There are also other places in there that you can find me, like Blue Sky and TikTok. And also, check out my Patreon, because at the $1 tier, when I start with season 2, I will be just posting the full recording there of what I've recorded. We're gonna roll into season 2, and in the meantime, I will catch you on the flip side.